welcome back to Pulse of Innovation. I'm Scott Hayden. I'm here today with Luke Hamilton, and we're going to talk a little bit about artificial intelligence and how it's being integrated into the MedTech industry. So, Luke, I know that you have been working on projects where you've written the software and developed the hardware required to integrate it into next-generation medical devices. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the work that you do and kind of the services that can be offered through our group here?
Yeah, for sure. So currently, kind of in the hospital setting and a lot of surgical centers, there are just so many of these devices that give data to these doctors and to the patients, and so we kind of had this idea of what would it look like to synthesize all that data together, and especially now when these AI models are being developed, run inference on all of that data that these sensors give. So you have like your blood oxygen meters, you might have certain cameras or blood flow sensors, just any type of sensors, EKG machines, so be it. They just give all this data. And so, I don't know, the ability to run inference on just vast amount of data and sensors can provide a lot faster insight than what any doctors could.
Yeah, and so they can reach you through SuperDocMD.ai.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Right,
Yep.
and so if any company wants to come and incorporate this AI technology into their next generation system, you can do that for them.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyhow, we'll put your contact information here, and anybody who wants to at least look into integrating AI into their next generation medical devices or their current medical devices, it doesn't matter, right? You can plug it in the current devices. Can contact you through SuperDocMD.ai. Good. All right. Let's talk a little more about the potential benefits, right? So your system that you created is agnostic, right? So it doesn't really matter what type of sensing you incorporate. It could be, a camera for direct visualization if you're, going into the sinuses or, into the throat or into the lungs or, other places in the body where you can put a camera.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm assuming that that's one of the easier things to incorporate into the AI models.
Yep. Yeah. Believe it or not, doctors have bias whenever they're performing surgeries. Some of them might do a good job and some of them might just kind of do the surgery a different way.
Yeah.
But it's like, what would it look like to create and train an AI model that does the surgery consistently every single time and kind of give guidance to these doctors to help perform the surgery in the same way. And so what we're doing is we're kind of creating this collaboration platform with some of the top doctors in the world to kind of train these models. And so then we are able to kind of give this to any doctor that needs it, and turning just any doctor into a super doctor.
Yeah. I love that concept, and there seems to be a really big opportunity, right? I mean, everybody in every profession has their own biases, their own ways of doing things, and AI has the potential of guiding a physician on ways of performing that procedure in a way that not only is the safest or least traumatic, right, but also can optimize the clinical outcome.
Yeah.
And I know that you've done some work with products in kind of the nasal cavity, the sinuses, the eustachian tube between your inner ear and your nasal cavity, right? And talk to us a little bit about the type of the type of information that you can gather which would be different from what current devices can do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look at Tesla. Look at self-driving cars right now. Teslas are able to autonomously drive with just a few cameras on their car. And so why don't we have that technology yet in medicine? And again, that's just one sensor. That's one application. And so, as we were navigating through the Eustachian tube and kind of training this AI model, we are able to detect certain indications for inflammation. We're kind of able to know, hey, this patient is a 34-year-old male with diabetes. Well, because of this inflammation that they have, that might lead to this potential kind of chronic issue. So it is kind of a synthesizing of all that data together, but visualization is a huge kind of, I guess, first indication, first big step for us. But just, the synthesizing of all that data is key.
Yeah, and that's such a great analogy, right? I mean, like the full self-driving. I mean, we were driving the Tesla. We had it on full self-driving, and the car suddenly slowed way down on the highway, and we couldn't figure out why. And then, like 5 seconds later, a deer ran across us.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
We couldn't see that deer.
Yeah.
Right? And there's no way a human could have seen that. But, the AI built into the full self-driving was able to sense that and take action.
Yeah.
So,
for
I mean, the same type of thought process could go into AI for medical procedures.
Yep.
That
Yep.
as the doctor is steering through the anatomy, the AI is going to say, hey, watch out over here.
Yep.
You have a potential cancerous growth over here. The doctor might not even be looking for it in that procedure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it kind of goes above and beyond anything that a human could do today.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's got, not only training from, 10,000, 100,000, a million cases or whatever it happens to be, right? But it has expert judgment and analysis
Yeah.
for every part of the procedure.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's important to distinguish, this is guidance. It's not a dictator. So it's the doctor is still in control. The doctor is still the one performing the surgery. It's just this kind of SuperDoc gives you information that the doctor might overlook or not necessarily see the first time. And so it's like, yep, the doctor is still in control, still the one doing the surgery, and this SuperDoc is just kind of an assistant for the doctor. And they have kind of full control over what that assistant looks like. So it's just providing doctors with the tools in order to be successful.
Yeah, and it's hard to imagine. It's hard for us to think of all the possible applications. The different indications for which this can be used because it's brand new. I've never heard of anybody talking about this before. Before the SuperDocMD thing, but something that can turn every doctor into a super doctor. So every patient with every procedure gets the optimal treatment is exciting.
Yeah.
Right.
Very exciting.
Yeah. And, I was talking to, a physician this morning, actually. It's January 2026, right? I was talking to a doctor about it this morning, and he couldn't wait. I mean, he sees the potential on how this could benefit his practice. And so I know that the SuperDoc has a first-in-human planned Q1 of this year, 2026, at I think it was a Cedars-Sinai in Los Angeles.
Yep.
Right,
Yep.
And there are potential a lot of other applications for this. There was something else I was going to mention, and I can't remember what it was right now. But incredibly exciting. I mean, we're at kind of a inflection point, I think, in the development of the new technology. And you're leading the way, Luke. It's phenomenal.
Yeah,
the work you're doing is great. It's so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, early 2000s, that was kind of the era of data, and now, kind of 2025, 2026, we're entering the era of inference or analysis, especially with these large language models, and kind of hospitals and just medicine in general is kind of the next wave of this synthesis. So it is an exciting time to be alive.
All right. Well, if anybody, again, I'm going to go back to if anybody wants to incorporate AI into their current technology, current medical device technology, or in their hospital setting.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be a medical device. It can be in a hospital
Yeah.
setting,
Yeah.
right? To improve current procedures.
Yeah.
You know, get a hold of us.
Yep. Yeah. We work around their device. So thankfully, because we are kind of device agnostic, we can conform to what they've already built. So, as long as your device gives data of some sort, we're able to capture that in and perform SuperDoc analysis on it.
Good. This is great. Thank you for talking about this
Yeah,
today,
for
Luke.
sure.
And let's do it again in another, month or two.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Thanks.